I just wanted to start the week by saying thank you to all of you. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you, people who've already subscribed. I'm so happy that we're growing this community, that it's something that everyone can do, and we're growing very quickly. So just a big thanks to all of you. Just my biggest love to start the week. And welcome to our beginner get ready for the day routine, where we do kind of a top to bottom or bottom to top depending on the day. Full body, just kind of warm up so you feel a little more alert, a little more awake. This first one is for everybody and anybody. Even if you've never done anything before, you will still find your place here, and it's progressive, so we're getting a little, we're adding to it and getting a little faster as we go along. And right after this, we'll hop on for the intermediate routine, and then we're going to have a tiny break, and we're going to hop on for our choreography workshop, where we're doing a little dance to a piece, and we're going through it and cleaning it, learning a little bit about technique and interpretation and all that. So I hope you will join us for all of that. In the meantime, plant your legs nice and sturdy, a little wider than your shoulders. Root them to the ground, nice and sturdy. And let's just start with a breath in. Breathing in the fresh air, the new possibilities, and breathing out through the mouth, letting out the old air, the old last week's stuff. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose. And this time I want you to sink down a little bit as you let your air out. And breathing in, straightening up again. And exhaling out. And let's do a little bob. And I'm just going to turn to show you. So this is not really like a big knee bend. This is just kind of loosening your knees and straightening them up again. That's kind of bobbing up and down. Down with that. And we're just going to add on our arms to that. Bring them up and putting them down again. And bring them up. And all the while you're doing a little loosening and tightening of your knees. And we're just going to be adding some new stuff. We're a few weeks in, I don't even know how many, but we're building up little by little. And coming back up again, and this time just to the front, and down, and 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 front, and down. And just your elbows bending, just the lower part of your arm, you're bending and straightening it. However, how you go, this is about you. So if you need to dial it back or you want to add, it's really, we are all individual, we're all different, just as our minds and bodies are all different, our experiences are all different. And it's time to do a little more of a knee bend, down. Knee bend up and down. And as you keep bobbing, she'll wheel the wrist back and forth. So we're also getting a little bit of coordination, trying to do two things at once. Not always easy. It's a little bit about like that thing where you rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time. And coming back up, and just let them wiggle. Just circling back and forth. And then flapping our hands. Hi, Anita. I pop my hands in. Hands, and let's do little circles with our wrists and going inwards. Just little ones. This is our get ready for the day routine. It's not a good crazy routine. And circling outwards. to neutral. You can put your legs a little wider if you want. And we're just going to go from one leg to the other. And as we shift our weight, we're going to push down into the floor of the leg that we're pushing off of. So pushing off of here, coming up and going back to the other one. And it's just like what would we be doing here? Like we're balancing on something. And from side to side. And in fact, let's add some arms in. Opposite arm to leg. Remembering to push through the ground as you come off that leg. And we're going from side to side, shifting our weight from leg to leg. And coming back up. And spreading your fingers wide and closing them up. And they're opening like a fan. Opening and closing. And as you're doing that, I want you to then start connecting your mind to your feet and doing the same thing with your toes, opening and closing like a fan. Even if they don't do that yet, we're going to be imagining it, imagining the feeling, what it would feel like to do the same movement with your toes. And your legs a little shake. And here, I want you to grab onto something. Let's grab onto something when we're stretching our back leg. So one leg is in front of the other. It can be straight in front of each other, or it can be a little wider. The important thing is that you have really good balance there. And your weight's in the middle, and then you're going to shift your weight to your front leg. And we give a little stretch out the back. And this is when you want to hang on for, because it's not about balance, it's about stretching out the back of your leg. I like to bob a little while I'm doing that. All this routine is really for your fascia. It's that organ under your skin. And your fascia likes it when you move slowly and continuously. That's what warms your fascia up. So coming back up to the middle. And this time, bring the lower onto the back leg. You can bend both knees if that's more comfortable, but you want to feel a little pull in the back of your leg. Still hanging on here. And coming back up. And going on to the other side, hanging on. And putting one leg in front of the other. And then you're going to put your weight forward into the front leg. And you're going to stretch to your back leg. And coming back up. And lowering down to your back leg. And stretching in your back leg a little. And this is a different stretch. Since you change your position, if you're bending your knees, that's already a different stretch here. A little bit of a different focus. And pushing them to come back up again. And I'm going to turn just so you can see me. So if you remember, this is what we're going to focus on is this middle part right here. You bend your legs a little for that if you want. Don't have to be straight up. And we're going to bow at the waist. So this does not have to be a big movement, but I want you to try and feel it engaging. And then releasing. And engaging. And releasing. So we are going to try and add to our core work, because one day, in the not too distant future, we'll be doing kind of little crunchies and all that kind of stuff. So we start tightening up our middles, which will help us with balance and strength and a lot of things. So we're going to focus a lot on that, on our knees, on that bending and straightening movement. This is because it controls a lot of what we do, and our knees are something that tend to give us trouble, so we want to strengthen those. And coming back up again, and this time lifting your shoulders up to your ears, and lowering them back down, and lifting up and lying back down. And you're gonna pull your shoulders to the back, bring them up and let them roll forward. Bring them up and then roll forward. And then roll them to the back. And I want you to feel like there's a string pulling your chest up to the sky. So when you stand up, think about your posture. And as you're going about your day-to-day flies, every time you think of it, just roll those shoulders back. Give yourself a nice posture. This is something for not thinking about it. Now you tend to roll forward again. Coming back up. And drop our chin down and up. And down and up. This is just at the top of your neck. Down. And then we're going to shake our heads now. Again, this is just at the top of your neck. This is a little movement. And again, remember, it's slow and continuous. It's for your fascia. And back to the middle. And now your chin is going to feel really heavy, like it's got weights in it. Like it's going to drop down. And then your ear is going to roll towards your shoulder. And then without coming back up, that chin's going to roll down because it's super heavy. And the other ear is going to come to the other shoulder. And it's going to drop down again. And this is really just your head. It's not your neck moving that much. A little bit of neck. Rolling back and forth from one side to the other. And let's do one more. Back to the middle. And this time we're going to bow again. See if you can bend your knees a little bit more this time. Remembering to engage that middle. And then you can relax as you come up. But if you can push both ways. If you're finding you're not getting that movement, make it a little smaller. Just like, kind of like you're clenching your stomach and then letting go. Clenching, letting go. Clenching and letting go. It does not have to be a big movement. It's not about the size. And up and down. And down. Up and down. Coming up. And now we're going to be leaning to the side and coming up. And side and coming up. And I want you to think again about that same middle place. Pulling you back up again. And as you tighten it, your body is coming up. And let's do a couple more of those. And then I want to do our weight shift exercises. I think we haven't done those for a couple of seconds. So coming back up. All right, your nice little shake. And you're coming in, you're putting your weight in the middle and you bend your knees a little bit for this one. And I want you to think of your shoulders and hips as a square. So you've got a square right here, on four sides. And I want you to push into the ground with your left leg and you're going to shift all your body weight onto your right. So if you needed to, you could pick this leg up and balance, but we're not going to balance. We're just going to feel that sensation. And we're going to push with our right leg and shift that square over to the left. And then push into the ground and shift it over. And we're going to go back and forth like that. And when you feel that you're taking most or all of your weight off one leg and putting it all on the other. You're aware of where you are carrying your weight. That's something that we need to be aware of just for life, but if you're dancing or would like to dance, have always wanted to dance, this is a pretty important concept, so it's good to start it now. So as you continue on your journey, something you can develop, and I would encourage everybody to dance because that's one of those things that everybody can do. And coming back shake again, hanging on to something again, and this time you're gonna put one leg in front of you, and you're gonna rest it on the balls of your feet. And with just the balls of your feet touching the ground and your toes, you're gonna lean into it a little bit and just stretch that part out. And when you come back, when you think about pushing to the ground with that leg, coming back, and then lean forward, and come back. And lean forward, and come back, and lean forward, and come back. So we're doing a few things here, strengthening this, and we're also, even though we're hanging on, our balance is a little bit different here. And we're also working on our feet. Our poor feet do a lot for us, and we don't do a lot for them usually. All right, so turning around, grabbing on to something sturdy, and resting the balls of your feet and your toes on the ground. Feel like that whole front part of your foot is touching the ground, and then you're gonna shift your weight forward and push off of it to come back, and leaning forward, and pushing off of it to come back, leaning forward, pushing off to come back. And coming back to the middle. And this time we're going to do a little twist, so you can use the one hand to help you twist to one side. But even if you're using your hands to help you twist, I want you to just think about engaging that middle part. And I'm just going to go from one side to the other. And then you can bend your knees for this if it gives you a little bit better range. It really does. I like to bend my knees doing a lot of stuff. One side to the other. And then when your hands come up, I want you to just swing from one side to the other. A little bit of a freer movement. And coming back to the middle. And let's bob up and down again a few more times. This is a deeper knee bend. We started out pretty small. Did some kind of medium stuff. Now this is a deeper one. It's going down and up. I want you to think about this kind of what's happening right above your knee, and when you're going down, I want your knees right over your feet. So you don't want them going somewhere else. You want them right over your feet, because that is underneath or something that they only bend one direction. So I don't want to mess with them too much there. And this time as you're bending, you're rolling forward and straightening up. And 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 this time we're going to stay down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now take a deep breath in. Exhale, and when you exhale, see if you can go a little lower, even if it's a tiny bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale. And exhale, see if you can go a little lower. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, a little lower, and then roll it up. And your legs a little shake. Let's just do one last weight shift. So you're standing. You can have your knees a little soft here, you can straighten them. I want you to feel your weight shifting over the balls of your feet. And then coming back. And shifting over the balls of your feet. And coming back. So it's just like somebody's tipping me forward. And then coming back. And tipping forward. And coming back. And tipping forward. Coming back. And tipping forward. And coming back. and exhales are coming down, and breathing in. I want you to stretch one arm to one wall, the other arm to the other wall, and then stretch them around yourself and give yourself a hug. Good job, you did it, you made it. And we all got ready for the day together. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you so much, Flare Flies. I'm so grateful that we're growing and that we're building this community, and this is a place where everyone can come. It's for everybody to work on themselves, but work on themselves together. So my love to you, my Flare Flies. We'll be right back on for the intermediate routine. See you soon, goodbye.